Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I usually have one take in the videos I make. Rarely, when I screw up 3 times during the video, I redo the video. Or 3 things I don't like about what I said or how I interpreted certain things, or a slip of a tongue or something, because we live in a free speech world. But this one, for this video, I already started it about 8 times because I have so much to say and I don't know what would be the best way to start this video. But I think telling the truth would be the best way. But nowadays, telling the truth has bad consequences, so you have to censor yourself, which I have to do. So that's why I start over and over again. So what is going on here? I think that this country, United States, is going with high speed into descending with high speed into tyranny. And remember, this country was founded on freedom, personal freedom, as much freedom. This country was founded because people were oppressed in other countries, their countries of origin. They came here and they said, okay, this is going to be it. That was the whole foundation. Well, it seems like we're reverting back, or reverting towards where we're going to have a sterile, controlled, totalitarian system, country. And it's unfortunate. I think the United States is social experiment is about to fail. The signs are there. There's like a crack in a water dam. If you don't catch it when it's small, once it passed the critical point, you cannot bring it back and the dam is going to collapse. So what am I talking about? These people here, in the name of good, remember, in the name of good, a lot of crimes occurred. In Michigan, government signs red flag gun laws as questions linger over enforcement. So the problem right now is not about suspending your rights. It's about how we're going to enforce that. Well, with more guns, obviously. With more guns, you're going to take guns. So here is I don't even want to characterize this person here, but anyway, he's just doing the bidding for certain interests. So Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer have finally approved, some people were waiting from a long time to do this, I would say decades. On Monday afternoon, to red flag law that aims to keep firearms away from those at risk of harming themselves or others. All good, you see, it's for good purposes, to make sure that people don't get harmed or harm themselves. The intentions are good, but the methods, I think they're tyrannical. As the state grapples with ways to slow gun violence in the wake of its second mass school shooting. Okay, well, as awful as it is, are you going to take all the guns away and therefore we're going to have no gun violence anymore? Is that the goal? No. Just relax, drink your beer, watch your stupid TV with your stupid games. We're just going to keep you safe. Who's we? Other people. Other people will keep other people safe because they can't. So anyway, Michigan joined Minnesota, another idiot state, as a second state in under a week to implement the red flag law after Democrats in both states won control of both chambers and governor's offices in November. You see, this thing doesn't happen when the Republicans are gaining control. That's why this is a game where you have supposedly two opposed sides, which you don't. The first thing the Republicans should do, if ever this get reversed, would be just to cancel this, but they will not. They will not. So anyway, it says here, Whitmer signed the legislation just outside of Detroit, flanked by state, boo. Okay, so everything is for good reasons, okay? Now let's see, what does it mean? The new law, also known as Extreme Risk Protection Order, extreme risk, only if you're extreme risk they will do that. And how do they do it? Based on subjective reporting. is expected to go in effect next spring. It will allow family members that might not like you, police, mental health professionals, roommates that might not like you, or former dating partners that you cheated on, or simply they don't like you, to petition a judge to remove firearms from those they believe. Okay, I believe a pig can fly, so I'm going to report that. And they will do something with the pigs, I guess. Pose an imminent threat to themselves or others. You got it? So they believe, if someone believes that, or someone doesn't like you, and they think that you pose, they will petition a judge. Now, it doesn't mean the judge will grant their petition, but if the judge is one like them, he would or she would. The judge would have 24 hours to decide on a protection order after a request is filed. If granted, as I said, the judge would have 14 days to set a hearing during which the flagged person, which is you, would have to prove they do not pose a significant risk. You got it? So you have to prove your innocence. So how would you prove your innocence? Say no. Would that work? So what kind of evidence are you required to bring? This is not the Roman law. This is not, things like, all right, well, hearsay, and what's going on? You have to prove that you didn't do it based on someone who says that he got some outbursts of, displeasure regarding his, toilet paper. And he might be upset with the people who manufacture toilet paper. Or let's say someone is upset and say something about, the government. Or the governor. And some people say, opa, that could translate immediate in action. So you see, I worked in a department, and over there they had a little program called prevention. I disagreed with that prevention, and I tell you why. Because that prevention was based on very flimsy subjective interpretation of reality. So they were getting inside of people's lives using the word and the term preventing something from happening. So right now, anyone can come here and prevent me from, throwing myself off the balcony, and, because in the name of, I said something or someone interpreted something somewhere. Well, believe me, something like this is very dangerous, very dangerous. Now I understand that in a society, or let's put it this way, in the world, you have organisms, and certain organisms, however you want to take it, they are more simplistic than others. Other organisms are more sophisticated. Like, for instance, a human being is more sophisticated than, let's say, a snail. Would you agree with that? I totally agree with that. A snail would not think about painting or the rights to be free, or the rights to get married to one woman, or if a snail is a woman with one man, or things like this. The snail just is. It's sometimes not something that doesn't understand what's going on. It's an urge, and that's it, and dies or get eaten by something. That's all the snail does. And the snail would not care if we have the freedom of speech, we have other rights, supposedly. It doesn't care. So when the snail will be asked to go and vote, the snail would not even understand what's going on here, but it's going to vote based on other interests, okay? So I understand we have a lot of snails around that really don't care about these kind of things. And the snails who really care about these kind of things, they don't understand freedom. Why? Or liberty, or personal freedom and liberty. Why? Because they're cowards. Coward people are scaredy cats. And the problem is, okay, if you're a scaredy cat, why don't you stay in your basement? But no, the problem is they have a resentment towards the strong, the freedom lovers. That's why I have a problem with that. Why? Because, or freedom-loving people, let's put it this way. Because they know they lack something. They have nothing to do but just stay and consume. They don't understand this urge to paint, to go traveling, to look at the sunset while clinking some champagne glasses with the loved one. No, they don't understand that. They understand other things. And they see this as being something that they cannot achieve because they don't have it inside. So what are they going to do? Instead of minding their own business over there, which would be the best way to do, no, they try to infringe that because that is in front of them and shows them who they really are. Now, obviously, they will make, anything they can make it as a preventive preventing thing, including us driving a car. Now, if someone gets mad with someone and really gets crazy, can use other means to cause harm, and not only a car. So you see, once you open the door and have a little crack, these guys don't understand it. Those guys, they just says yes, yes, yes. Why? Because for them, it was given mass shooting. Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. But as I say many times, if there's let's say in the state of Michigan, there is a lot of deer, and let's say you have one cases, which I know there's more, of deer jumping in front of a car, causing, I don't know, fatal accidents where families die. Now, according to these guys, we should somehow prevent this by eliminating maybe the deer population. That would solve the problem. We can't think that way, because by doing that, we can extrapolate it to each and everything that we feel like. People drive over the speed limit. Okay? Don't give them cars. And it's very easy, for instance, they say, well, I have the right. Well, if you have a right, nobody can infringe it. Nobody can narrow it down. Nobody can take it from you because it was not given by them. But these are not rights, okay? These are temporary benefits that you are given and taken. That means they're not rights. If I have a right, then I should have it. And the preventive, it's always you can prevent people from doing that. The problem is, how far do you go? How far do you go? And once you open the door, you can use it in many, many other instances. This is a very dangerous situation. Very dangerous situation. Why? Because I worked in a certain kind of job at one time where reporting was the main thing how things occurred. And reporting was a lot of times fake. But you can't retaliate against the people who reported it because they were either anonymous and there was the confidentiality issue that the people who got accused could not confront the people who made the allegations. So then the people got investigated for some people who lied. And you as an investigator, you knew they lied because you investigated and you found out it was an issue of, how do you call it, who gets the custody of the children. And based on the custody of the children, a lot of hatred was over there. Do you think that, and a lot of payback was done by calling certain kind of institutions and unleashing the government on someone? When do you think here you have a sour, partner, and knowing that the other partner loves guns and that's his love of his life more than she was at one point, do you think that she would not file a petition? I am 100% that she would do that. Why? Because I've seen it many times in my profession, many times. When false allegations both ways, because it was a fight about the custody of the children, it was a fight about payback, or he is happy or she is happy and he is not. And he can't stand that. And they were making false allegations. And they were making allegations years ago when they were also perpetrators. But they're so dumb that you would look and say, wait a minute, but you were part of it. And you kept it, 6 years or 3 years, you didn't say anything. Only now that he's getting married or she's getting married, now you come in and say it? But you couldn't say that because you have to be professional. But even though that was the truth, that's what it was. But you couldn't say it. So do you think here is not going to unleash these kind of things? I know so many people who love their guns. I'm talking about men because that's the mostly I know with guns. And, and I know a lot of them, if their guns, or the motorcycles. I know people who love their motorcycle. I know this example. When I came to the United States, I had a friend, a person I knew, he's got a Harley Davidson. And that was his beauty. He divorced his wife, or they divorced, whatever happened. And she wanted that Harley Davidson from him. She was after that. Why? To hurt him. Not that he would cause something, no, to hurt him. That was the whole purpose. Anyway, she wanted either that or money or something, half of that. She was like that. But I'm pretty sure he would have been the same thing with her and something else, more or less. But that's a proportion thing. Let's go back to this gun thing. We're going to have in this country, by that, a lot of things. This is just the beginning. If you think that they stop to this, because I don't think this will work. Not that they will, petitions won't happen. Petitions will happen. The problem is, those guys who commit these kind of things, do you think that's going to limit it? We say, well, we need to prevent. Yeah, you need to prevent, but it's not like you have a broken pipe where the water comes out and you go over there and mow the grass, hoping to solve the problem with a leaking pipe. You know what I mean? But they go towards what they want, and unfortunately, you have snails that are easily riled up against a let's do good, and this is associated. This is because of this guns kill and people kill, and if someone is getting angry, so what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Never get angry? No, because if you get angry on something or with something, someone can report you. So what are they going to do? Auto-censor. Or take drugs, I guess. No, take marijuana now, they made it legally, and be all, you're never going to get angry. But you're going to be a human being, you're going to be free? You're not going to be free. You're going to depend on a vice to avoid something else. And even though you don't have to do anything and someone report you. How is that person going to file the petition? I saw him doing this. And how are you going to say? No, I didn't. I've seen how that's played. Well, miss, you're right, he's wrong. Someone says this, someone says like that. I've been in court with these kind of things. I've been in court and I've seen how that's judged. It's her say, his say. And then I say, well, whatever, let's find something else. And they say, well, prevention. And prevention screws everything here. Just to prevent, just to make sure, we're going to give you a probation time of 1 year. And from 1 year, another year, another year. This is very bad. This is very bad. Because it will be extrapolated to something else, people. To something else. To something else. So even if you keep your mouth shut, even if you are under self-control 100%, your guns will be taken away slowly. I am guaranteeing you that. Well, I don't expect I'll be around here in this life, on this world, more than 20 years. That's my average, if I'm allowed here. But I would say 20 years. In 20 years, I might live under a very tyrannical government, more than it is right now in this country, unfortunately. Unless someone repairs the little crack or the big crack that it's becoming too big to be fixed. How do you fix that? Going back and back and back, retreating. Well, this used to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. I don't think that is accurate whatsoever anymore. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.